Republican leader Kevin McCarthy today again attacking the January 6th committee, despite calling for full accountability in the days just after the attack, as reported in a new book by the New York Times' Jonathan Martin and Alex Burns. Just listen to this sound.
We cannot just sweep this under the rug. We need to know why it happened, who did it, and people need to be held accountable for it. And I'm committed to make sure that happens.
McCarthy now also standing united with Donald Trump in his quest for speakership. That was a photo taken just after those words. Joining me now, two lawmakers who were on the House floor the day of the attack. Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger of Virginia, a former CIA officer, and Ruben Gallego, Arizona congressman and a military veteran. So, Congressman Gallego, what do you think happened to Kevin McCarthy between January 6th and now?
Well, he lost his courage, and he cared more about craven politics and being able to hold potential power of becoming speaker and gaining seats. And he realizes that the Republican Party cannot really exist without Donald Trump and Donald Trump's base. So he struck a deal with literally the devil in order to, continue for him to have any chance of being speaker and potentially bring in Donald Trump back. So at the end of the day, he chose his personal political career versus saving democracy, and probably the lowest thing you could really do as a politician.
So, Congresswoman Spanberger, do you think the hearing tonight is going to change any minds?
Well, I think the purpose of the hearing is to bring to light what happened in the days leading up to the January 6th insurrection, to explain and tell the story that this investigation has drawn out of what were the reasons behind it, who came together, how was it orchestrated, what motivated it, what was the intention, and frankly, what was the impact? We've already had one public hearing where police officers from Capitol Police and the Metropolitan Police Department spoke of their harrowing tales as they endeavored to protect the lives of everyone within the Capitol building and importantly, our very democracy. And so continuing on with these public hearings is going to be important in bringing forward the stories leading up to that day and explaining, frankly, as Kevin McCarthy said, it's about accountability. It's about knowing why it happened, how it happened, and holding people accountable.
Congressman Gallego, as a military veteran, what was going through your mind during the assault itself?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? During what?
I'm saying, what was going through your mind during the assault? You'd been in combat. What was it like to experience an insurrection like that in the very place, the place of democracy?
The most important thing I want to do is I wanted to assess what danger we were in. I couldn't tell if there were weapons involved. Did they bring weapons? We did not know if they had already taken hostages. I also was trying to figure out, where I could find my own weapon and trying to speak to other members on the floor about getting ready to both fight or also to flee, because I knew at some point they were also going to have to make us move. My concerns were, how do we get people out of there, especially those that are a little older, a little slower. And at the same time, my other concern is, how are we going to make sure that we finish the job? And once we left that floor, and Abigail and I caught up actually later in a secure room, we also had to secure a bunch of journalists that were also in danger. And at the same time, we were trying to figure out how to get back to the floor and make sure that they not evacuate us from the floor in case there was further attempts at stopping the safe transfer of power. So there was a lot going through my mind. I thought more as a young corporal, I would say, than I did as a congressman, thinking about how to protect my men, my women, my colleagues, the staff, and more importantly, to uphold the duty that Abigail and I swore to, both as members of Congress and as in service to our country, which is to protect the Constitution of the United States from all from all enemies, foreign and within. Unfortunately, that day it was from within.
And I know for a fact, to both of you, that both of you singularly helped our colleagues who were there, friends and colleagues of ours, and helped hide them when even the Capitol Police were not letting them go into those hidden places to get them out of there safely. And we'll always be grateful to you for that. Congresswoman Spanberger, We have our latest NBC News poll showing that the percentage of people who think Donald Trump is responsible for the attacks is dropping. From January to May of this year alone, a nearly 10-point drop among those who think that he is solely responsible, and an increase in the percentage of people who think that he's not responsible at all. So do you think that these hearings can help reverse that trend and make people understand how critical this is as an ongoing threat to democracy?
Well, I think the ongoing threat to democracy is a clear one, because on January 6th, we, members of the United States Congress, were there to certify the 2020 elections. And there was a coordinated effort to stop us from doing that. And that's the threat that existed on that day in 2021, on January 6th. And frankly, we have to understand how it happened, what led to it, who instigated it, who gave cover and gave inspiration to those efforts, because we, as members of Congress, into the future, long past the point in time when Ruben and I are serving, will have to continue to certify the elections every 4 years as they occur. And we need to ensure that what we saw on January 6, 2021 never occurs into the future. Certainly in the days following the insurrection, we heard from colleagues, Democrats, Republicans alike, about the responsibility that Donald Trump bore in creating not only the circumstance, but in instigating the attack on the Capitol. We heard it from Republican leadership in the House and in the Senate, and we heard it throughout the initial impeachment, or the second impeachment trial. So this hearing will be important. These series of hearings, and ultimately the written report as well, will be important to establish for the record what happened, who bears responsibility. And that does include the former president.
Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger from Virginia, Congressman Ruben Gallego, thank you very much.